Hello, classmates. My name is Demar Mark, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my development training. So, before we even get to the program part, I do want to talk about my client. My client that I trained was Tristan Holding. He's a high school soccer player. He has offers from Cincinnati, Syracuse, and even Texas. He started playing soccer at the age of 6. His favorite player is Ronaldo. He wants to make it into the MLS league someday and even play for Team USA, the national team. You know, the World Cup is going on right now, so shout out to Team USA. And the reason why I bring this up is because when you're dealing with clients or, people in general, you want to establish that relationship with them and connect. So what I mean by this is you really want to get to know them. You know, you just never know what's going on in their personal life. That can be the beauty of it. You could really, learn from them as well. And this just creates a special bond between you two. And you could really figure out what they like or dislike. So that'll really help you further along the line. So just a little information about that. And the areas of improvement. So what I decided to do was work on stuff pertaining to his sport. So I wanted to work on his agility, his strength, power, endurance. Endurance is very important. Uh his reaction time and his balance coordination. So the goals for my athlete, short term and long term goal. So the short term goal was to find a program to increase his strength, agility, balance, jumping, his reaction time, and his endurance. Strength is a big, it's very important just because when you're out in the soccer field, him being a forward, he has to, his main position is to score the ball, um, and be very offensive, be an offensive threat. So when he's getting in contact with the defenders, I want him to, be strong enough to carry himself and not be fragile and fall on the floor so easily and get flustered. So also I also want him to, make plays on the ball, so he needs his strength and power for that. To increase his agility or speed, to make quick change changes of direction, and be quicker on the ball, make quicker cuts when he's off or on the ball, just to get past his defenders. His balance is important as well, just to make accurate passes to his teammates, create opportunities to score not only for him but also for his teammates as well, and have that ability to control the ball while he is dribbling. uh Increasing his jumping skills, just because when you know they do have corner kicks, he's able to get over his defenders and you know score goals. So the reaction time is definitely an important thing too, just because I want him to read his defenders a lot quicker. If they're trying to tackle the ball, he can do a little move, you know um to adjust to the defense. So his endurance is very huge in soccer, just because soccer is a 90-minute game. So it's 2 45-minute halves, and that is a long time. So endurance, it's gonna be a lot of running, walking, and jogging. So I'm just simulating that for him. And a long term goal is to basically increase his overall performance, so he can become an all around athlete and be a threat. So in season training, what I did was, for in season training, you gotta go with low intensity, higher volume, with power strength training, shorter runs, shorter lifts, more recovery. Just because in season you don't want to lift heavy, so that the player, you know, maintains and stay healthy throughout the season. So that allows for me to work on his mobility and flexibility. And off season is where we get the nitty gritty work in. Working with them, doing medium to heavy training with high intensity. So that allows me to make him run longer, do more heavy lifting, and to help him develop more as a player. So for the in season training program on Mondays and Wednesday, it was strength training. Had him doing light to medium workouts. First, I would have him warm up in the cage. Do his hips, quads, shoulder stretches, groin stretches, ankle stretches as well. Making sure when he's doing his hips and quads that he is hitting the four quadrants, his posterior, anterior, medial. Um, so just you know making sure that he is warm and has that blood flowing when he before he gets out there, so he doesn't risk of any injuries. So I had him doing crossover lunges with dumbbells, 3 sets, 8 times, single leg RDLs. This is to work on his legs, so they can have more strength and develop more power as well. Increase that power. Med ball tosses, med ball reverse tosses. This was a great way to work on his core, his lower body, his hips, and his upper body as well. So that was like a full body workout. Dead bugs for his core. Lunges every planes of motion: sagittal, transverse, frontal plane. 3 sets of 5. Standing long jumps. I did that for his jumping skills, just to test out the waters and just have that that place for him to land and be in control, like having his balance. So I also made him do vertical jumps, lunge to press with vipers. So that's another thing, working on not only his hips, his legs, and upper body, as well as his core as well, keeping it tight. And I had him doing the echo bikes, 20 calories, just for him to cool down. So on Fridays, what I did was Fridays was his conditioning speed drills. So with these certain type of drills, what I did was I made sure I simulated what would he do in a real live action game, which, like I said, which I mentioned earlier, he would be running, jogging, and walking throughout the game, because he's gonna be playing for 90 minutes. So I had him doing sprints 5 times for 40 meters, shuttle runs 3 times, for 15 meters, and then run the last 15 meters. Multi-directional movement, cone drills, back pedals, karaoke exercises, um, just to warm him up. Um, Strides, making him run with his strides, just so he can get long and lengthy when he's running. So when he's at full speed, with or without the ball, he can quickly get by defenders. Uh, Lateral movement, shuffles side to side. That's another drill, working on his agility, making him get quicker, reacting quicker. Tempo Indian run for you guys, if you don't know, that drill is basically, say if it was 3 people, the person in the back now has to run in front of the other 2 people in front of him, and he has to, create the new pace. So that's what I had him doing, just to make him, just to build up that endurance. I had him doing lateral drills 2 times, tennis ball tosses 2 times for 30 seconds. That was just for his reaction. So that was fun. For off-season training, Monday, Wednesdays, Romanian deadlifts, banded lateral lunges. That's for his legs, core, medicine ball squats, slams. So that was another good drill. Dead bugs for his core, box squats, for his legs, planks, core, incline dumbbell press, upper body strength, Kaiser bikes. That's for his finisher. Had him on there for 2 minutes, conditioning. made him run 2 miles 10 times, having him running up the field 10 times with the ball, 100, 100 yards, uh, jump ropes for 3 minutes, wind sprints, full out sprints 10 times out on the field with, minimum rest period, just to get that heart pumping, that blood flowing, lunges, half the field and back just to get his legs cooled, static stretching just to get his legs, you know, uh, just to get him cooled down. And this was his progression. So his agility, I had him doing a 5-10-5 test. Basically, what that is, I had him on the turf, plays 3 cones, one in the middle, and one on either side, one both on the side of the cones. I'm sorry. So what the drill is, basically you're in the middle, you run to either side, and then you have to run to the opposite side and come back to the middle. And once you place in that middle position, that's where the timer stops. So I had him do it with the ball and without the ball. And as you can see throughout the month, he was progressing for balancing one leg eye looks. So I had him on one leg, and what I would make him do is I would have my finger like this, and he would have to move his eyes and make sure that he concentrate on his balance, which, it was pretty interesting. um the endurance, I had him on the cardio bike just to get the blood flowing, and have him, get, break a sweat. So for reaction, I had him do the fit light. Basically, it's a machine where, like, it lights up and you have to hit the button. You have to hit it just for him to react quicker. And, just in case if, a defender or somebody tries to make a play on him, he can react quicker in game. So strength, I had him do bench press and squats. And like I said, since this was an in season, training, I didn't make him lift heavy, so it was, you know, light to medium. And as you can see, he was progressing. In the off season, it would be a lot harder. So for my overall experience, it was great working with them. And it's very interesting working with athletes, like they're very dedicated. And he is, he motivated me to become a better person. Not only that, but we did build a stronger connection. So I, I love working with him, and it just made me realize, like, I have to work, twice as hard. I know I may not know everything, and that's okay. That's, a learning experience. So this was just progress for me and him as well. And yeah, I just loved working with him, and hopefully everything works out. So these are my references, my sources, where I got, some of my information from. And that's everything. So I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys have a great semester, and congrats, because we made it. So congrats.